Episode 39. This is the Dandon and RJ Machismo podcast. This is Dandon.
RG Machismo, what's going on, everybody?
All right, so tonight, we got a guest that is here for the second time. We actually asked him because we there's a bunch of more, a lot of stuff that happened since then. We got the homie Randy Emralino, owner of All Rise. How you doing tonight, sir?
What's good, my brothers? I'm glad to be back.
Welcome
Yes,
back. You're back
sir.
for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
second
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah, right.
I know what I'm saying. Like Ludacris, man. He's back for the
Oh,
Yeah.
first
actually,
time.
it's the
And we
third. So,
had him,
Oh, the
yeah,
third.
episode
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaker showcase. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, third time. Oh,
my
yeah.
fault. So Randy's making his third appearance in the podcast. So his first appearance was back in June, episode 3,
Episode
and
three.
then
Yes, sir.
he was on the sneaker showcase. So that was the showcase of the shoe immortals. And then we got him on episode 39. So yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man.
absolutely,
So how
anytime.
so how's everything with you? What's new with you?
I mean, keep trying to maintain, keeping sane. Pandemic thing is still going on, but I mean, I can't complain, man. I'm enjoying life.
That's good. That's good. Everybody's good, like family, kids.
Everyone's good, man. Can't really ask for anything more than their health and their safety. So we good on this side, brother.
That's good. Good to hear. Yeah.
Sir.
Hopefully we'll see each other, man, soon, real soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, man.
Shout out to you, man, for helping us, with our shirts, helping us design that shirt and getting it out there to people, man. So thank you for
Yep.
that one, bro.
Yeah. So a lot if not many people knew, but it was actually Randy that designed in collaboration with All Rise. So with our podcast shirt. So to our surprise, it was just a friends and family thing, and then it just like organically just happened. Like people were just asking for it. So appreciate the collaboration, and we really hope hopefully down the road too we can do more like projects with you guys.
For sure. That's a first of many, man.
For sure,
All
man. All
right.
right, RJ, so you want to just start it off?
Yeah, man. First question for you, man. So, we know that you done GFN and Nevermind. And I wanted to ask you with this brand, All Rise, what's the inspiration behind it, and what's its meaning?
That's a good question, bro. So let's see. I'm trying to think where I begin with this one. So the inspiration. Actually, it is a good story. Actually, so coming from the DMV, Virginia Beach is a couple hours away, and that just happens to be like a really a family favorite of ours. There, we always head down
Yeah.
there. Um, we stayed at the Cavalier, which is I guess you could call it like a very historical, I guess, hotel down there, right? And it's usually like a regarded destination down there. And my family was, we were fortunate to stay there. And in the basement of that hotel, there's like a tavern, and it's pretty cool. Like it's a dark. They got fireplaces and like leather seats. It's called the Hunt Room, and um, it's basically like a bar slash restaurant. And again, the aesthetic was really cool. Like it was very vintage and kind of old school. And there was a window, um, and it kind of the overlook was like a distillery, kind of like the stainless steel, I guess however they make whiskey or whatever. Um, and so above that window, it said "All Rise for Virginia."
Oh,
And the last time I was on, I was telling you like my creative process is like I have this long scroll on my notes in my phone, and like whenever I see something, I jot it down. And I did this just that I like wrote down "All Rise," and I was like, man, I even took a picture. I think I put it on my IG story, and like I was just like so drawn to that, I guess, to the the wording of it. um and so yeah, it was just in my creative, I guess, Rolodex, and I ended up coming back to it, and again, I was just drawn to it. So basically, I guess that's where it first like came into my mind, and where the inspiration came from. It came from that trip. But really, the messaging behind it, to answer your other part of the question, is just like I mean, it's like a strong kind of, the wording is very strong, like all rise. And when I see that and I read it, I just think of like, strength, unity, coming together. And I mean, really, essentially, that's kind of you know, the meaning behind it. Um, again, I kind of spoke on the pandemic stuff, like just coming out of 20, this all this came about in 2020, and that was a crazy year. I mean, politically, pandemic wise. Yeah, I mean, it was just wild, dude. Like, I mean, the violence rampant everywhere, and um, it was kind of just a way to think positive and reinforce positivity rather than what we saw, which was, I mean, everything negative. You know what I mean? So, it's really the message to get across is just, let's think different. Let's move in a positive direction. And that's really what the whole idea of this is. And we really kind of coined the phrase of like being a creative campaign where we're trying to bridge community and culture. And we try to do that by way of our product, whether it's apparel, whether it's whatever the next thing is. But really the messaging behind it is just really to reinforce a positive mindset, man. And and to maybe expand on that a little bit more is like, I think just coming out of like this whole situation, like trying to pay attention to our health and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, where back then, like, we didn't really care so much, so it's like really trying to shift the way we think. And really, I just want to put positive things out there, and that's really what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much what All Rise is pretty much standing for.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't even know that was that was from
Yeah.
like, one of those things that you just seen and then you're like, oh, all right, that's like a good inspiration.
Yeah, and it's completely random. It's like, we're
Yeah.
just there eating, and I was like, man, that looks really cool. And
Yeah.
a year later, it spoke to me, and I just had to do something with it. So
So
That's pretty
like
cool.
with follow up with that, Randy, like how much did like COVID and the pandemic play a part in that that inspiration for you to create All Rise? Like, did that play a big impact?
absolutely, man. I mean, I was very, very, very fortunate to where I got to work from home. You know what I mean? And to be completely transparent, I got a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got an office job. I do what I do. And when this pandemic hit, we all were home, and that really allowed me to have much more time, basically time that I would be stuck in traffic, which you added up,
Yeah.
it's like what, 4 hours a day. That's extra time that I'm getting, you know what I mean? So that allowed me, again, not only to like pick up a hobby and running and exercising, it also allowed me to like just not be bogged down by my 9 to 5 and actually have creative freedom to do something. And you know, and coming from, I guess, my last project into the All Rise thing, I mean, it played a huge part, just having that time and that being able to just focus my energy into that. So yeah, I mean, I think without it may not have really come to fruition.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the pandemic really, it made you think about a lot of things, especially like life in general. One prime example, this podcast, like, you know me and RJ, we're family, right? So this just like happened organically, just like when I hear your inspiration with All Rise, it just happened organically. And what inspired you, and your team members to create this great brand of yours. So yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely a blessing in disguise, as what you were saying.
Yeah,
And then it just happens, organically. Like, it just
right.
there's no like explanation, right? It just happens.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, and it all makes sense when you say, the whole meaning of all rights is just as far as like, as you said with the community, when everything happened, everybody gotta, rise up pretty much, right? So
exactly.
it all makes sense, man. But going with that, do you feel that, with all the brands that you have, obviously, we all know the GFN, like I said, Nevermind. Do you think that do you feel that this is a rebrand, or do you think it's just like like a continuation from what you built?
Um, Rebrand, I would say no. A continuation, maybe in the form of just uh I guess the growth, you know what I mean? Like of where I was, like for example with GFN, you know, it wasn't that much, you know, that long ago. Well, I guess it was, but you know, I was obviously in a different time and a
Yeah.
different you know, way of life, I guess, right? So um All Rise isn't it, it is not an extension of GFN. But I think it's kind of cool because it's also, if you, you know, depending on how close you look at it, it's also kind of like um it's what is the way I can say it? I guess it's just like moving from one maybe phase of life to the next, you know what I'm saying? You know, GFN was very if you want to call it edgy and sarcastic. And not that I lost any of that, but um, I think with this messaging, it's definitely, you know, like I wouldn't have come up with this back then, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
considering who I was back then and what, you know, what I was into. And not that it was so super different, but I just think it was a natural progression from coming with that and now into this. And so um, maybe you could say continuation, but I think it was really just I guess the path of growth, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we may not be so graphically heavy as GFN was, or, um, you know, the messaging, again, like I said, it's really to promote the unity and uplift. Whereas, you know, GFN was kind of that as well, but it was more hidden
Mhm.
in metaphors and all that. So, um, but yeah, it's just it's kind of cool, you know, looking back on it. I never even really thought of it in those terms, but you know, I guess looking back on what it was and to where I am now with it, I think it's just a progression of life for real.
I always see it like it's like an album. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, your first album, your second album, now your third album. So, I
That's a
mean,
good
that's a good
analogy right
example,
there.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, man. So,
Yep. You went from how do I say it? You went from Reasonable Doubt to Blueprint to Black Album, right? So it's kind of like, I think the word that you were thinking, Randy, is evolution, right? You
There
evolve.
we go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
SAT word, man. That damn SAT word.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So like, basically like, I admired it from the beginning because I've for myself, I've been seeing your brand since day one. From like doing like just regular stencil work and just doing, going to your local printer, or you actually just doing um you were just ironing shirts right from your house, right? Handmade shirts, to now like you have a distributor, you have a brand, you have an LLC. So it's like you see all those that maturation from
Right.
like yeah, like you were saying, like GFN had a lot of witty quotes, a lot of hidden messages. Nevermind kind of still had that, but you can also see that there's also that, that there's more of like an expression, right? Of like what how you want to express certain things, like certain like products. And
Yeah.
now it all rise, it's kind of like you put everything, in a bow tie, right? Where you just like, okay, this is what I went, this is how I evolved from Good for Nothing to Nevermind to All Rise. It's just kind of like, you were a young kid, then you became, mature, and then now you're a grown man. So I think that's like how maybe that's how I interpret like
Yeah.
the development of All Rise, because like it's more of like it's definitely a maturation. And you know um I said I was just fortunate, me and RJ were fortunate to see it grow and evolve, and do like positive things. And especially, shout out to Neil and Jeremy, like, those are your partners. And the collaboration that you guys, doing on a daily, it's not easy, right? It's
Right.
not easy. Like
Absolutely.
every day there's something new that you guys need to talk about, or like something that you need to work on. And you know my question to you is, do you think that constant collaboration is key from, from evolving to where, from GFN to Nevermind to All Rise?
Absolutely, man. I mean, collaboration is key. I mean, and whether you mean it in, like within the team, within us, internally, absolutely. We always got to be in constant communication. I mean, that's almost on a daily. Like, today, I'm sitting in the car with Jeremy, and we're kind of ironing out some details. So, in that sense, for sure. Um, Now to take it on the other end, like externally and reaching out, that's a huge I think aspect that I was going to say need that you need to do. You don't necessarily need to do it, but in our case with All Rise, it just makes sense too. You know what I mean? Like if we're bridging community and culture, well, that's not just us doing something. It's engaging with other folks, and whether or not they're on the same wavelength as us. Uh, Again, it's just trying to achieve like working together. One of the things too that we're really trying to you know at least put together and hopefully execute in the near future is like things based on community work or activities or some sort of, I don't want to say a program, but basically something that's going to be beneficial. And again, so that's even bigger than clothes. You know what I mean? It's just not, oh, make a cool shirt. Like it, well, we want to really touch and impact how we can. And again, we're really in the I guess design phase of that, and hopefully that's something that we want to do. So yeah, again, collaboration is key. I mean, you got to have it, and especially in order to be successful, and maybe not successful. I guess the term is to be impactful, and that's something that we want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like for us, like me and RJ, we're the prime example. We collaborated with your brand, right? All it took, because we are family, right? First and foremost, of course, and then we also had a discussion, so we want to make it formal that okay, this is what's going on, this is what we need to execute, and this is our ideas. So, just collaborating, from us, from one uh how do I say it? Like from one brand to the other, we appreciate like your feedback and your experience because you guys are more experienced than us, and you
Mhm.
guys seen it all. You've gave us advice as far as like the ins and outs of like, for example, like the t-shirts, right? Like you're telling us, okay, just make sure that you don't mass produce certain x amount of shirts because that's just gonna just burn a hole in your
Mhm.
pocket. It's unnecessary expenses that you have to go through. So we appreciate it because we had a certain amount that we discussed with you that okay, this is what we want to do. What do you think? And the collaboration is 100% key. And but also with your past experience too, like your trials and error, that all
Mhm.
and you've told us certain things, what to watch out for. And yeah, man, that's just those are just gems that
Yeah.
you want to pass along to like everyone, especially if like
Right.
if it's a podcast or an up and coming company or designer brand or who wants to
Right.
start their own business. You always want to, you don't want to give everything, but you want to at least like help them out in whatever way you can.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
And that's the point, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, exactly to your point. It's like, why withhold, or like, why not put your homies on game? Like, again, it's just like, I don't know, maybe that's just the natural way, or like that's just how it was. Like, well, I'm not gonna, for shoes example, I'm not gonna tell
Mhm.
this is plug to get it, right? I mean,
mhm,
that I get, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, too, it's like, well, why can't I do their podcast? Why can't I go and collab with this guy and his brain over there, and like, why can't we all get it? You know what I'm saying? Because there's enough to go around, and I guess
yeah,
again, that's just the shift too in the mind. Like, well, we can do that. Like, we
yeah,
got X, Y, and Z that we can leverage, and again, like maybe bring them into not necessarily the spotlight, but like they've got talent, so they've got projects that they're going on, and why can't we help them with that?
yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, that's exactly what it is, man.
Yeah, and like for us to you know we we asked for ideas, and we've had our own Instagram page, and
Yeah.
we get a lot of when we repost your stuff, a lot of positivity like stuff we get, like we get a lot of follow, we see like a lot of follows from your from your company. and then like nothing but positive comments. And I'm assuming they're also buying merch too, and spreading the word.
Yeah.
Just not even just buying a merch, but just like following and just liking. You know what I mean? That means a lot already.
No, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it's that support. And um, I was just gonna say, like, we can, coming together again. It's just like that strength in numbers kind of thing. Like I just feel like sometimes you can overlook like the homie next to you who's doing something, and like he's doing something. You mess with it. It's cool. Um, but yet you're gonna go and like I guess continue to support a big celebrity when you don't know that dude. Why don't you
Mhm.
support your homie right here? Support your brother that's trying to do something, and that's all, man. I mean, that's a big point, that we're just trying to uh, make that the norm. Like
Yeah,
let's get together and let's keep doing that,
Yep.
and build each other up.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what
definitely.
I'm saying, man. Like that's how I feel like with everything's going on nowadays, social media, everything like that is just you know I don't really know, but I just feel like there's a lack of support with small business, owners and stuff like that. Even just
Yeah,
small brands.
yeah,
It's like a support, man. I mean, like you said, you want to bridge everyone together. You know, Starts out with just supporting stuff. Simple like here, simple share some
exactly.
stuff over there. Buy
Yeah,
a merch. Show it out there. Take a picture. You
Hmm.
know, that's
yeah,
small stuff. We could all start with that. But it
Exactly.
is what it is. You can't really control people, but it's unfortunate. But at some point, I feel like everybody you just gotta just come on, man. Let's support each other, pretty much. So
Exactly. And I mean, to your point, RJ, like, yeah, we can't control people, man. Like, people are gonna be people. But
yeah,
what we can do is like we gravitate towards the people that do mess with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you support us,
yeah, of course.
100% we support you. And like
Yeah,
those folks that, and it's no shade on, if like you don't support, you don't want to buy a tea, that's fine, man. Like,
yeah,
but I know people who do. I know people who are responsive to what we do, and it's like, well, these are the people we do it for. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
just to go back to the whole GFN thing, maybe that was like a chase of like, oh, we gotta get in with the cool crowd, and
yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
That's not what it is
yeah.
no more, man. Like, we have our audience, we have our community, and we're gonna build that, and we're gonna shine a spotlight on our community. And
Right.
it's like that's what we're doing. We're not chasing nobody no more. Like, we don't need
Exactly.
you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have our own. So yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's a
And
good message to send out.
yeah, yeah, and shout out to RJ though for posting those
Mhm.
pictures for All Rise, man. Those are like those are great quality
Oh yeah.
pictures,
Yeah,
man.
he got the eye for sure.
Yeah.
Better than my joints.
Oh,
Gotta
cause
do
like product placement is everything. Like as far as like the merch. You don't even gotta match it. You know what I mean? It just has to be at the right setting,
Yeah.
with the right vibe, with the right moment, because that's what people gravitate. Nobody cares about like, oh, it's black and red and it gotta be black and red shirt. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean that's such a high school thing. But when you express yourself like, all right, I'm just wearing this all rise tee with like example like some bull
bull
shorts.
shorts.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? With
Yeah.
some more
Yeah.
up tempos, with some black sock, black all rise socks. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like that's expression right there. Like, hey,
I
this is
mean, man, for real, they could look, wear that joint with Crocs and some booty shorts if you want. I mean,
there you
whatever,
go.
however you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
just yeah, just really for real, just be yourself, man. That's it.
that's cool,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So like
Yeah, I appreciate that.
go ahead,
So
RJ.
no, that's how I just appreciate it, man. Like just being part of it too. I'm
Yeah.
always gonna just, do these things for anybody, man, to be honest with you. So, you know.
So just a little follow question. So with All Rise, you got your merch. Do you have any merch that you guys have for sale? That's available on your website. Is there something that you guys want to show everybody that you guys are working on, or what you guys
Um.
currently have?
So, well, yeah. Since I'm using it right now, I mean, obviously we have apparel, and that's all of this stuff is on the site, allrise.world, easily accessible, very easy to navigate. But yeah, everything is up on there. I'd say the latest thing that we were working on is getting these mugs, man, and I mean, shout out to the 9 to 5ers. I mean, we drink coffee out of mugs, right? So
Yeah.
it only made sense that, you know, we do a mug. So, you know, we got these things coming out real soon.
Sounds that
Um,
nice.
but yeah, we got a tote back here that just randomly happened to be right here. But yeah, same thing. I mean, it's got the logo. Again, very functional and just, you know, again, positive messaging, a better time than now. You know, let us all rise. So yeah, we got a couple of things in the works. Obviously tees, merch, but yeah, you know, we don't want to necessarily just limit ourselves to clothing, but it's everything, man. And I think just again with our creative capacity, like it's limitless. Like you know, we're gonna do anything and everything that we can. So whatever our hands get on. So yeah, but definitely on the site, man. All rise that world.
That's
There it
that's
is. Yeah. So pretty much what we talked about pretty much answered the next question that pretty much I was about to ask. Pretty much your goals for the whole year for the brand and everything. So we're gonna get on to the next question. You know, it's been a crazy year, like I said, with sneakers and stuff like that. How difficult it is to get it. What has been your favorite sneaker pickups? You know, this year so far.
Um, so you know, like I said before in the past episodes, like, you know, I'm big into the 90s stuff, man. Like, and I think it just stemmed from, you know, not being able to cop things when I was a kid and when they came out, like, you know, mom, can I get this? No. All right. So whenever something like, I guess, like a retro, and especially when it's an Air Max type, um, that's something I'm always like keen and like attentive to. So like I'm always on the lookout. Um, and I got lucky with a couple things. Again, a lot of them are Air Maxes. Uh, Unfortunately, I did not get any of these for the player price. These were all straight up retail.
retail. It's all
Tough
good.
nowadays, man.
Retail is just hard to get nowadays.
I think so. I think retail. No, I was gonna say retail.
Retail is a steal
Right.
because nothing is in the shelf anymore. It's just quick.
Yeah.
Everybody
Now
wants
put
to
it
be a
this way:
reseller.
player prices are retail now.
Pretty much.
Retail.
Pretty much.
You know, if you get it for retail, yeah, that's the player price. You
That's a
know.
player price.
Right.
You don't pay double. That's a player price.
So there were a couple things that came out last year that again these were joints that like I had back in high school and either I lost them or either I had them and I lost them or I never got to cop. But I'd say you know my first one is going to be the Air Max Deluxe. Um, and
Shit.
again, it's just I want to say this was like 99, and I remember I had them back then. I definitely copped them for the player price back then. Like I think it was like what was it? It might have been like DTLR, and it was like the last size, and it was like a 10, and it was kind of tight on me, so I had to do the whole dress socks thing with them. But
Yeah.
you know, like I just it's a wild kind of looking shoe, kind of a tie-dye deal. You know, I had the full air bubble on it, so I was like, man, I mean, I you know I was hooked on them. But yeah, when they came back, I said, man, I was like, let me pray that I can get these joints again. And luckily, you know, I was able to grab them. But yeah, that was probably that's definitely a good pickup for me, a solid pickup for me. The next, these I did not get to cop when I was a kid. My uncle had them, and every time he wore them, I said, man, I just wish I can get them. And these were
Yeah, there it is.
the Tuned Max.
Shit. That's such a sleeper shoe.
It's a sleeper, bro. Like it came out too. I want to say around the same time.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, it was just wild. Like with the whole iridescent thing and you know, the back was just wild. I mean, it's a great shoe. And I believe RJ, you hit me with the assist on this joint
The link.
because I was
Yeah.
like, I tried for sure, and I took a big L. And yeah, you had the link, and I copped immediately.
Man.
Yeah,
That
this
that
is I wore it once.
that has the fly posit vibe. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the
Like
five of
fly posit,
that
like
green and
the gold
metallic gold.
eggplants. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a it's just I mean like a lot of the shoes, man, it's always like ahead of its time, and I just don't think it was appreciated for real back then. And even now I think they sold out, but I was like, how who was really
I
looking for
know. They sold out
Nobody
quicker
wants
that. That's
those.
crazy.
Nobody, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they didn't grow up in that. I mean, grow up in that era or they didn't know about that shoe.
Yeah,
I saw that shit, I was like, man, it's sold out. I'm like, that people want these joints? I'm like, damn.
All right, and my last pickup, and I have yet to even wear them, but these are the Rockies,
Yes,
the
sir.
escape colorway that I want to say like 2000 something, probably early 2000s, 2003 or something like that. Um, yeah, they came out just off the humble, and I just had to grab them again, full retail. But I was like, man, I'm a sucker for the OG colorway, but like
Yeah.
a couple, I have the Scream Green ones.
Yeah.
That's actually the only pair that I had before I got these, and although it's not necessarily OG, I mean, I mean,
That's clean.
yeah,
The
you just
color
throw 'em.
blocking is nice.
Yeah. So I think this was the last, I want to say probably the last shoe pickup that I did grab, which was not too far long ago. Um, but yeah, those are probably my top three for sure. I do have a non-shoe pickup, and so RJ hooked me up with the Tuned Max joints, and Dan hit me with the oop for the
Maryland joints.
I swear these were game worn. Like these probably were
Yeah, they
one of
were.
the
They were.
somewhere in the bracket, man. Like somebody wore these joints, but
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
it's I mean, it speaks for itself, bro. Like this is just again nostalgia for me. And yeah, I appreciate the hoop, bro. But yeah, this is a solid pickup. But
Yes, sir. Those are fresh, man.
Yeah, man. Cause like all the three of us have the same. We all like the same things, right? So I was like, why, like you were saying, why not? Why not? Bless somebody with somebody that they want for something for quite a while. And
yeah,
I was just like cleaning up, doing some like spring cleaning. I was like, oh, I got these things. I mean, I think I know somebody that really, really, really wants them. And then I messaged you, and then no hesitation. Let's do it.
yeah, immediately, yes.
Like Familia. You know what I'm saying? I overnight them joints to you, and like that's
That was a
it.
solid pickup. I got the shooting shirt,
Yes.
the warm up. So
Yeah.
all I need is like a jersey, and I could go to College Park and go play.
You about to wear some Nike
Cofield
shots,
House.
man. You about to
You
wear
go
some
to
Nike
Cofield
shots.
House,
Get
man. OG.
hell. You about to come off
Yeah,
the bench from Juan Dixon. You know what I mean?
Right.
definitely get the was it the fight pause and the shocks.
Yup.
Oh,
With
yeah,
with
the
the
white
shot
red.
stunners. You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
Go to
Fight pause two.
Bentley's.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's tight, man.
So like
That's
Randy,
fresh.
like what's it like when you cop something, when you cop like a sneaker, right? That you have nostalgia about it. What's that feeling like though? Like when you have it in hand and when you put in your feet, what's that feeling like for you?
Well, I mean, I think it's a universal feeling that a lot of, obviously the sneaker enthusiast feels, but it's just like that completeness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like for example, like the shoes that I couldn't get, right? And I would stare at my uncle's feet because he had them, and like I always
Yeah.
wanted them, but I had no bread, like I couldn't get them. So it's like when I can finally get it and I have it, it's like, I mean, there's no better feeling. Like even with the whole new, shoe game and all that, like that feeling just never gets old. I guess it's just like making a shirt and seeing your homies wear it. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
it's just that feeling that you can't replace. So I'm still into it. You know what I mean? And I just try to catch the wins when I can. So
So of that three that you showed us, which one is your favorite pickup out of the three?
it's gonna be out of the three, it's gonna be the tuned max, just because I never had it. You know what I mean? It's just like one of those things where um it's almost like you dreamed of the day when will the shoe come out that I can finally have it and I can wear it. And it's like, so for me to get those was for sure like a big it's not an accomplishment, it was just a big
It is an
pickup.
accomplishment. It is at retail. That's a player price, like what RG said. You
Yeah,
don't gotta pay if you didn't pay 250, 300. That's a player price.
there you go.
You
Yeah,
know, just like
That's
now,
the landscape now, man.
yeah.
It's tough to get anything under retail, below retail, anything that's on
Clearance,
sale.
clearance. You got dumb bobo shoes. They're not even shoes that you want to wear. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
That's clearance. That's not even
Retail
player
or nothing,
price.
man.
Pretty much. That's it.
Yeah, that's
That's it.
crazy.
All right. So let's see here. So another question for you, Randy. And we're in the topic of sneakers. So if you had the opportunity to collab with a certain brand and a sneaker model, what would it be and why?
All right. So I know what it won't be, and it won't be the Jordan 1. Even though, like, still to this day, it's one of my favorite joints, but it won't be the one. Um, so I think just to be different, like I would go with a foam posture, right? Um, and I'm gonna go with, and this kind of relates back to because it's a shoe that I want back in my life, which is the Tim Duncan, the Total Max,
Yeah.
the Air, Total Max foam posture.
Total Max
Yep.
composite.
Um, but that's how, I mean, that's like in a collab way that, and again, me being a stickler for like OG colors, like, that'd be a tough task to try to like somehow customize that, rather than keep it in its original form. So, um, honestly, I mean, with that being said, then I would probably do like a Vans, man, like either a Vans era or like authentic, like, I just feel like that's much easier, and it's a versatile shoe. I mean, I've been wearing those also, probably as long as I've been into the sneaker thing. But I'll probably do a Vans joint, like, again, just because it's so, I think it's easier to you know uh make it clean, or where I'm not being blasphemous and like trying to change it, like a foam posit. But yeah, I'd probably say like a some chill shoe like that, like a Vans authentic or something like that.
So
I can
you
see that.
so you got me thinking, Randy, like when you said foam positive max, so what material would you put on it? What would you put like your like logo on it? Like how would you put your spin on that collaboration with the foam positive max?
Like, so, man, that's a good question. It would be super subtle though. Like, I wouldn't do anything crazy. Like, like Supreme did the foams, right? And that
Yeah.
actually to me was done pretty well. Like, it looked cool. Um, but again, like for me, I would keep it the same. Like, I would probably keep the silver, maybe like on the back, do like the all rise thing. Um, maybe like on the tongue, like something like instead of force on that back heel,
Yeah.
like have it say all rise or something, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be something really, really subtle, but change it in the slightest way. That was a good
What
question though. Now that I think of it, I was like, man, it would be super just light. That's all. It would be slight, but keep
Yeah.
it the same colorway.
Like
yeah,
change
but
the
like
color inside the
yeah, change the
bubble in the
color.
bottom part or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if
Right.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
you and you want to keep it subtle, and it wanted to express yourself, why not change the color of the shoe? Why don't you make
Well,
it
that's
like,
true.
why don't you make it like copper gold or eggplant purple?
Yeah. I mean,
Royal. I mean, they made it royal already, but you know what I mean.
right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that would work too. That would work. But I mean, for me, like, certainly, I would probably just keep it really, really simple. And especially because they haven't came back out yet. I've been waiting for
I
like
know.
years already. So, yeah, if it would be the closest way to get a retro, then I'd keep it the same color and just flip it a little bit.
Yeah. So like for our audience, we interviewed Kevin Bailey, and he's the homie. He did drop some information that they are already done in production with the Foamposite Max, the silver
Someone's
Duncans.
holding on to him, man.
They're just coming out in a matter of time. So it's just
I'm waiting.
a matter of when and where. You
Right.
know what I mean?
I might have to double up, man.
Five. That's five. You know what I'm saying? 250
Right.
times two.
I
Why
think I
not?
think they're just waiting for the foam wave to come back. To be honest with you, man,
It's coming.
that's all it is.
It's coming. Like I'm,
I mean,
like our last podcast. Shout out to the homie Kevin. He was giving gems, and he even said that yeah, foam pauses will be back within 24 months. So
Wow.
the stuff that you love, this he was talking about volt. What was he saying? RJ Volt foams,
yeah,
volts,
and the black ones,
the pearls, the black.
yeah,
Not pearls. The black. Yeah, the black
and
pros,
anthracites, yeah,
anthracite.
Oof.
Like it's
and then
just
the red ones, the with the red with the black check. He
oh
he
those
called them
two.
the Hold on, he called it something, the red
like
something.
cinnamon or something.
Yeah,
Like that. Yeah, I'm
it
like,
was
what the
some
hell?
red
What the
something.
hell
But
is a
yeah,
cinnamon? I said like habanero red or something.
Oh, yeah.
the red
Yeah,
pros. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. He
The
called
red
he called
pros.
them red pearls or something because it was like glossy.
Mm, yeah,
So
ready for those. Man.
yeah, it's just like I said, it's phone posits. It's a regional thing. It's a DMV thing.
Yeah,
But there was a point in time like everybody was wearing foams. It was just like the
They'll be
definitely.
universal
back.
thing. You
They'll
know,
be back.
it'll be back. It'll be back, and like RJ, myself, Randy, everybody that's listening, it'll get you back to where it was before.
Oh, look,
You'd hate to spend the 250, the 225.
I
right.
don't
That's a good
mind. I
price
don't
point.
mind 250 with the Duncan joints. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, it's gonna be nice.
yeah, they're gonna get my money, man. I mean, they know they're tugging at my heartstrings if they bring those things back out. So I gotta get them.
The
Yeah,
Duncans need to come on, man.
yeah. Didn't Jeremy has a pair, right? And he we were
Yeah, I
trying to
tried a
buy them.
couple of them too. I was like, you want to let go? I was trying to be real casual with it, like, hey, you want to sell those six? He was not gonna sell me them things. So, I mean, I had the black ones back in the day, but I never had the silver ones. I picked the black ones because I just felt like, it's a black shoe. I won't dog them out, but
It's
I need
just
the silver ones.
they're heavy. They're pretty heavy. Like that foam posit
Yeah.
max. Like RG knows it's a heavy. It's a bulky shoe.
Oh
But
man, I got a crazy story about so I bought the black ones, right? And I was like, to me it was a solid pickup. I mean, back then I was like, come on, you had to have them, right? So I had them joints. Now I went to go play basketball with my cousins. I did not want to wear these. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go play ball. Ironically, they're basketball shoes, but I'm not gonna go play basketball in them. So I wear my cousin's Tim's, right?
Oh, yeah.
But hold it gets even more insane. So my shoe back then was like a 10. I could do a 10 back then. This this dude's Tim's were 8.5.
Oh snap!
Duh. I wore them. I put them on my feet. I wore them. I broke my foot. Though. I broke my foot. I literally broke my foot.
Man, that's crazy.
bro, you might as well just play
Yeah.
barefoot like in the Philippines, man.
I should
Yeah.
have.
You just
I
played
broke
in
my
some
foot.
sandals.
Eight
And
and a half. That's
I went
crazy.
to the doctor and of course, first question, what were what happened? And I was like, and it was the insane thing too. I was on the crutches and I had the phone posit and I was like, I didn't want to wear these to play ball. I wore some small ass
Man,
tip and broke my foot. So yeah,
Damn,
that was a crazy story about those Tim Duncans, man.
that
yeah.
is wild. I didn't. I heard. I think I remember you told me about that, but I didn't know about like the whole hospital thing where you went to the doctor tell
Yeah,
you
no,
they
it was
asked you
literally
why.
it was like on my foot. It was like a little hairline fracture, right? Like I heard it. It was like
Oh,
like oh no.
Crazy.
that is crazy.
Yeah. All to preserve the
Did you see that? Like when you're a kid, man. You do
Yeah.
crazy things, man. Like you wipe them off.
oh
You
yeah,
clean the bottoms.
yeah. Right.
There was no like sole protector back then. There's no sneaker cleaner. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was just a
With a
toothbrush.
force shield where you can't crease the
Yeah,
shoe.
it's just a
Yep.
toothbrush and some soap. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, the foam posit was indestructible. So like, you just
It
wipe
really
it
was.
off and call it a day. It was
Right.
Especially those, man. Those are like bricks, man. Like you can't. There's no way for you to destroy those.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
at all.
unless the bubble pop, that's about it.
Yeah,
But other than that, that's like an indestructible shoe, man.
it is.
just the way that shoe looks on your foot. Like when no matter if you wear like jeans or shorts,
Right.
it's just like so nice. Like
I
on
really
your
like the
feet.
white ones. The white ones was my favorite, to be honest with you.
Yeah, those were some sleeper joints too.
Yeah,
Well, they never came. Did they come out? I don't.
yeah, it came out.
Did they come? Oh, okay.
Those were my first Maxes. So
Wow.
I bought them from $94 at fucking Finish Line in Waldorf.
Oh wow.
It was,
Damn.
it was
Upstairs?
$94, and I was like, yeah, downstairs, man.
Oh, downstairs.
Yeah,
That is crazy. That is crazy.
it's crazy. Like little story. I bought it, when I was dating my wife, my girlfriend back then, my wife now, but I bought it off the shelf. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get those joints. She's like, you're crazy. Those are ugly. I was like, nah, those are phone posits, man. You can't say that to me, man. So
Right. Yeah, you can't.
Dang.
those are my favorite, man.
Well,
But they need to come out. So
we're waiting for them. Like I said, they're done. It's just a matter of like getting them.
yeah.
You know, that's the one.
Really.
So like, what's the follow up question when you read it? So like, aside from the phone pause and Max, what sneakers are you looking or do you want to re-retro again
Um, man,
that
I
they
think
never came out before, or you just want them back, like, you know,
um, I'm trying to quickly scan. Like, it won't be a. I don't think it's gonna be a Jordan. I think it's gonna either be like a maybe a runner or I'm trying to think too. What's in the phone posit family, but
Any flight pauses, maybe?
would you
No.
want like a flight
Flight
posit
posit one, flight
3?
posit two,
You want a flight
threes.
3 with the honeycomb
maybe the three. I had
features?
the three. It's the only my only thing about the three. Like I remember buying the phone posit threes, bro, and my pinky toe was
Yeah,
crushed in them joints. Like, and I just feel like that was just a worldwide, like everyone's pinky toe in them.
everybody's pinky toe was hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
the
remember
design
winning
wise,
those.
it was crazy. But yeah, I don't even know if I'm really like pressed for those. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably think of it tomorrow and be like, oh yeah, these. But
I just throw shoes out there. So like, would you want like let's see, like the Indestructs? Would you want the Indestructs to come out again, or do you want another pair of like Prestos, or like the OG Cocoonies, the Alpha Project ones?
those are that's a good.
Those are sweet.
Yeah, I think that again with the runners, I think that's probably where I'd end up. Like the Prestos for sure. Those are a classic joint. It's funny though, because I was like, I always just felt like they were regular. They're really nothing special. But now that I look, it was just, again, it was
It's a
just
nice shoe. It was a sock shoe.
yeah, and it's super comfy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's that'd be a good one that I'd like to. I mean, they came out too, and I think I tried and took a big L on that.
Is
It
it
was like the lightning ones.
the
Remember, wasn't it?
law?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are fire. But
Man, freaking athletes was giving them away. Like I remember, what was it, Waldorf? They had a stack on them on clearance. It was like you buy a shoe, you get the shoe for like $20, and people just still didn't want them after
wow.
spending more than $20 because those are ugly. Now it's like it came out again. It's like $250, and it's just insane.
Mm, yeah. No, I'd probably go with those, man. That's a good.
Those.
Yeah,
What about a basketball shoe? Like what sneaker do you want to re-retro, or you want to
Tim
come out
Hardaway.
again?
Tim Hardaway's.
The
Yeah.
Bacons?
The bacon.
Oh,
Or
yeah, that's a good one.
ba-
That's definitely a good one. The Bacons. And I actually never had a pair of Bacons.
really?
Oh wow.
I never had them. My cousin
Dang.
had the blue ones.
Blue ones are
Um,
nice.
yeah, I felt like it was cool, but the red and with the yellow laces was like, that was the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Bacons would be a good one. I'm trying to think of I don't know the name of them, but I feel like the Duke player is warm. It was a 90s basketball shoe,
Mhm.
and it was weird because it had like this blue thing on the side. I definitely can't think of the name. I want to say it was like a Zoom.
Who wore it? Like I might figure it. We might figure it out
I
for
think
you.
it was like I swear
What?
it's like Zoom Viz or something like that. I'm
Oh,
saying it wrong as
I know what
hell.
you're talking about. You talking about like Allen Houston wore it? Like the
I
blue
don't
joints?
know, but it was an up tempo type of shoe, right? But
Oh, I know. That's
like this
Allen Houston.
blue, it had like a
Yeah,
sliver of blue for some reason on
yeah.
the
And it's like
side.
white midsole, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's yeah, the Air Zoom, like Viz Zoom up tempo, that like Allen
Yeah,
Houston. Yeah. There's
yeah,
like
those.
like a small air bubble pocket
This joint?
in the back.
I think those are it. That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
the
it.
one.
That's the H2Os, Allen Houston.
And
I had the Bobo ones. I had the holistic up tempo because
I remember
my
those.
dad would not want to spend 129.99. I had the white and black ones. Yeah, you know
Bose.
how it is back in the day. Like, Dad, can I get this? No. All right.
There's always like a budget version of it. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
always a budgeted version. You know what I mean? Like people can't buy flight passes. Oh, well, let's get the solo flight ones. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Oh,
that was
I
me.
can't. I don't want to buy you Barclays, but I'm gonna get you some Sharkleys. You know what I mean?
Right. No, that'd be the one, man. Like and it's funny, just it kind of with the Air Max joints. Like my cousin had those, and I was just like, I wish I had them too, bro. They look so good. They look clean, but mom would not have it.
Crazy. Yeah, those are tight, man. Those are so classic right there.
Yeah, it's like that '90s, feel.
Yeah.
The one shoe that a lot of people are getting a lot of buzz is the Air Max Penny ones, the Orlando colorway. Those are
Mm,
coming out next year. So that shoe just like nostalgic, like for
yeah,
everyone.
right.
The
Oh
one
yeah,
that started it all, like for real,
can't
for
go
real.
wrong with a penny. A penny is always gonna be fire.
It's just so
Those,
clean.
those Jason Kids need to come out too. Those Flight Fives.
Zoom Flight 95s.
Yeah,
Yeah, not the
They came
Zoom
out.
Flight
They came
Five.
out 3 times already.
yeah. They
No, the
came.
Flight Fives.
The flight. Oh, the one with the
These
one with
joints.
the little. Oh yeah,
Oh wow. Yeah,
you had
that
those
is,
too. I remember RJ had them joints.
Yeah, the
that's
OG joints.
That's the
Still
OG
the
brown box.
yeah,
yeah, that's the joint with the oil spot on it, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, those are tight.
Damn.
Yeah, so hey, it looks like a lot of good things coming out real soon.
I
Yeah.
know. I can't wait.
The hard part is, do we have a chance to get them? That's
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, we're a community. If somebody wears a certain size, we hit somebody gets get hit up, no
Yeah.
problem. You know, like I said, like Randy was saying, like there's no such thing as you know, there's no such like RJ saying there's no such thing as like retail nowadays or you know clearance. There's no it's hard now.
Yeah, man. Look, when we went on our Florida run trying to get some footwear, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing. No, it was so insane, right? The first joint we went to, it was a wall of monarchs. And I was like,
Oh, damn.
the entire
Orlando colorway.
it was
Orlando
all
joint.
Orlando Magic joints.
Yeah, it's like white, blue, and black.
Oh, you should have copped them.
I was about to, I was like, I felt like I was like, should I get these? I mean, it's the whole row of
It's the whole
monarchs.
dash.
Yeah, it was $34.99 too. It was like
Oh,
$10,
you should have copped it.
$10 below retail. So
Yeah, right then and there, I said, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna get no shoes this trip."
Damn.
it was a big jump too from like when we went to last year, 2020, until now. It was crazy. Nothing
Yeah,
at all. So yeah,
It's all
times
good.
change quick, man. So
It's all
like
good.
I
It's
said,
all
player
good.
price is retail price right now.
That's it. We about to make a shirt. Player
Yeah.
price is retail price.
there you go.
That's gonna be on the shirt. Feature collab down the road.
Yeah.
All right, Randy. So we're pretty much towards the end. We appreciate your time with us. So last question, switch it up from your small business to sneakers to sports. So I know you're a big DC sports guy. Primarily, you're a big, I'll say, Washington Redskins fan, now known as the Washington football team. So what's your expectation of the team this year, and what are your thoughts about it?
I'm super excited for the team this year, man. I mean, with last year, I mean, I mean, who knew that they would get where they were at? I mean, but I like what I'm seeing so far, man. I like the defense, obviously. I think what Riverboat Ron is doing, man. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's a change from what we as Washington fans, it was just a shit show, to be honest with you. And at least I feel like there's some order and there's some structure, which is again a fundamental thing like you got to have in an organization. So I think at least having that, we're just already going to be better off. So I'm not going to make any wild predictions, but
Hey,
I'm just I'm hoping
let's hear it,
for.
man. Let's hear it.
I mean, I'm just hoping for a good season, man. Like I'm hoping for a winning season, and if they can get far, if they can make the playoffs, cool. I won't step out there as I guess well, you know how it is out here. Every, you see
Super
one
Bowl, baby.
exactly. So I won't say all that, but I love the direction that the team is going in, and I like a lot of the pickups that were made. The draft looks, it just looks solid. So again, I'm excited about it. I think it's a good change, and I think you know we're gonna be all right. To be honest with you, that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I think we'll be straight. But
So
I'm again just excited about it.
so what do you think of the new quarterback? Ryan Fitzpatrick. So a lot of people been giving him crap because he can't stick for one team. For a whole year. He's always switching teams. So you saw him in
Yeah,
the preseason. I mean, it's preseason. So what do you think he'll? How do you think he'll do this season?
I mean, I think he's good. I mean, like, is he a long-term solution? Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, given the situation, right? If I had to pick between Fitz and who's the other dude?
Heineke.
Heineke,
Well, and I like Heineke too, but no, who's the
Kyle
Haskins.
Allen. Oh no,
yeah,
Haskins.
I mean, no, we're not gonna talk about it on that guy, but Kyle Allen, like, what we want
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Come on, like I'm gonna take Fitz all day long. Like I don't care about his past. I mean, well, about his past is I still think he's a proven
Yeah,
professional
he's been
quarterback.
around, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, is he get the franchise now? But I would go with him, and I like Fitz. I think he brings just his energy too is fun, so I'm with that. Rather than having quarterback drama, I would rather have like an
Yeah.
entertaining Fits in there. So you know I'm with it.
It's funny, right? Like we have had no drama this off season, this whole training camp. So the
Right.
biggest like drama now is like the damn like kicker, right?
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean? Like he signed him like on the like extend he extended his contract, and then how you gonna miss like from 40 yards to like 50 yards? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even this extra point looked kind of shoddy.
it did, man. And like uh, so I mean, this is just my person. I just feel like why isn't his job in jeopardy? It's, I mean, really, like, yeah, it's preseason and all, but even if you look back last year, he was jacking up kicks left and right.
Yeah,
So like, I don't know, man.
bro. Like he cost us some games, man. There were some
I
games
think
that
he
was
did.
like that should have been won.
Yeah, I think there were some close games that, like, if he didn't mess it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we would have been all right. And not, but not to put it on him, but I just feel like why isn't his job challenged at this point when it don't look like he's getting any better? That's all.
Yeah, they could
So
have brought somebody in camp to challenge him for the job or something.
Yeah.
so big question for you, Randy. Who wins the NFC East?
I mean, I can't say any other team than Washington, man. I know RJ's we got the Eagles guy up in here, and we also yeah. I mean, but I gotta go with us. I mean, but you never know too. I think that's just what's the craziest part about NFC East. It's always always a toss up. So you just never know. But I'll always root for the Washington team.
So like just hypothetically, right? If let's say they magically win the division, they win playoff games, magically they make it to the big dance. What would your reaction be?
um,
Like that? You're just gonna laugh?
no, I mean, obviously, just like what we saw with the Nats and the Caps. I mean, it would just be like, I mean, I would just be all in with it. I think again, I can remember back when they were Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying? And I know but both of y'all, remember that time period, in this area, and it's like it's just no better feeling to like have your team win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and have them be a champion. So like, just that if that again that whole hypothetical situation occurred, I mean, shoot, I mean, I would be just like with the Cavs and the Nets. I was like right front and center wherever I could be, whether it was in the stadium or not. I'm gonna do my best to be there and to witness as much as I can. So um, we'll see what happens.
So would you buy a Super Bowl ticket?
It's tough, bro. That's a heavy ticket to purchase. I mean, I would try. Don't get me wrong. Like I would definitely try.
SoFi Stadium right there, man.
Right.
Hey, you can come through the house. You know what I'm saying? We'll roll up. We'll go
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
there.
We could do that.
We'll win or lose, man. We'll cry together, man.
Exactly.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, you know, like football's around the corner. You know, everybody's itching. We got watching, you know, just watching preseason. You know, it's just like it's a nice time to be a football fan, regardless if you're a Washington football team, you're an Eagles fan. It's just nice to watch football. Do you agree with that, RJ?
Yeah, of course, man. Anytime you get to the fall season, man, you always look forward to football, man. Fantasy football and games every Sunday. It's
Hmm.
always a great time.
It is.
Can't wait. See,
It's
like,
like hearing that Fox 5 NFL Sunday. You're just like, all right, this is the time, man. You just gotta lay back and just watch
yep.
football every time, man. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
See, that's why,
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. Football takes over. Like, I think America is football. To be honest with you, in all honesty.
Yeah, I think so. It's. I mean, it's a big part of
And it brings like families together. Obviously before all the pandemic, it brings like, who has parties for like an NBA game. If
True.
it's not an all-star game, every Sunday there's like a Sunday fun day with the
Exactly.
fam, watching football.
yep, you
So
got the football, and
football is a
you
big
know,
part.
yeah,
Yeah,
and everybody's gathered up in the living room while
Hmm.
yeah.
like everybody is like, you know, doing their own thing. People just watching, you know, the
And
game.
especially Thanksgiving, man. You can, anytime you think of Thanksgiving, you always think about, football every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get them bragging rights too, you know, like, oh, this team is garbage. Look at my team. We're freaking 9-7. No, not 9-7. Yeah, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited for football. It's, you know, it's different here. Like you can watch it at 10 o'clock. So it's
Yeah,
weird.
different years. What, 18 weeks, 17 games
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
17
each?
games.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So man. So right, yeah. So thank you so much, Randy, for coming on. You know, nothing but the best. You know, going forward to with All Rise. You know, you went, like I said, like you went from Reasonable Doubt with GFN to Blueprint 1, 2, and 3 with Nevermind to Black Album. You
There we
know,
go.
and you might do some remixes down the road too, collaborations. You know, you might grow your hair like, you know, grow dress like Jay-Z, maybe. So yeah, man. So, you know, we wish nothing but the best. You know, with All Rise, keep up the great work. Shout out to Neil and Randy for the great work. Yeah, man. And then, you know, hopefully we can all meet up together. Like, especially me. I'm in California, so soon, man. Definitely we gonna like hang out soon
Yeah, man. We're gonna come to you for sure.
for sure. Can't wait.
Appreciate it, man. I always appreciate coming on here and again just just spreading that positivity, man. Like that's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna handle this thing. And just whenever there's an opportunity for any of us to grow and again just progress, that's what we're gonna do, man. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
we just go All Rise, right? All
There we
Rise.
go. That's it.
All right, guys. So this is episode 38 with the Dandon and RJ Machismo podcast. It's 39 now? Damn,
Yeah.
39. Damn. Man, it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
All good, man. We on
Episode
that track.
39. I am not gonna even edit this. Episode 39. Peace out, guys.
All right, yeah.
Later.